You ever have a boss who treats you like you're disposable? Like your time, your exhaustion, your life doesn't matter? Mine did. He thought he could lie, gaslight, and bury my pay claims to save a few bucks. 2 years later, I made sure every single mile I drove came back to bite him. To the tune of $21,000. If you've ever had a boss who took advantage of your hard work or tried to cheat you out of what you earned, hit that like button, subscribe, and get ready. Because this isn't just a revenge story. It's corporate karma served cold, with receipts. My name's Ryan, and a few years back, I worked as a pharmacist for a massive national chain. You've probably seen one on every corner, the kind of store where the fluorescent lights hum, the shelves are always half-stocked, and the customers never look happy to be there. I was what they called a floater pharmacist. That meant I didn't have one permanent store. Instead, I covered shifts all over a massive district hundreds of miles across. Every week I got sent somewhere new. Some days that felt freeing, new people, new places. But then came that store. The one over 100 miles away. Rough neighborhood. Staff had been robbed before. Customers aggressive. And somehow, I kept getting scheduled there. Every single week. First, I tried to brush it off. It's just the rotation, I told myself. But when I realized other floaters were working much closer to home, I started asking questions. Hey, I said to my district manager, any chance I can rotate closer once in a while? That store's a 2-hour drive. He gave me this fake sympathetic smile, the kind that doesn't reach the eyes, and said, Ryan, you're the only one experienced enough to handle that location. Yeah, sure. Translation. No one else wants that nightmare store, so we'll keep dumping it on you. Weeks turned into months. I was waking up at 4:30 a.m. just to make it there on time. Driving 200 miles a day, every day. Gas prices through the roof, meals on the go, car maintenance, it was eating my paycheck alive. And then, by sheer luck, I stumbled across a tiny detail in the company policy manual. Floaters are eligible for mileage reimbursement for any distance beyond 50 miles each way, plus meals. My heart stopped. That could have saved me thousands. I'd been bleeding money for months, all because I didn't know. So I filed the forms and waited. Nothing. When I followed up, my district manager, let's just call him Mr. Slick, said, oh, must have gotten lost in processing. I'll check on it. Weeks later, still nothing. I filed again and again. Every time, the paperwork disappeared. It was a coworker who finally pulled me aside one night and whispered, you know you can fax them straight to accounts payable, right? You don't have to go through your DM. My eyes widened. Wait. So this guy had been blocking my reimbursements? The next morning, I faxed them myself. Directly. Within days, I got confirmation. Forms received. Processing underway. That's when my phone started lighting up. It was Mr. Slick. Over and over. Ryan. Buddy. Hey, can you not send those directly? It causes confusion on the back end. Translation. You just blew up my little scam. Then came the bait. Tell you what, I can make you staff at that store. You'll have stability, guaranteed hours. No raise yet, but soon. The catch? Staff pharmacists don't get mileage. I was exhausted. The job market sucked. I needed stability. So, against my gut, I said yes. That's when he dropped the weirdest line I'd ever heard. Oh, and Ryan, this promotion isn't public yet. Keep it between us. It didn't sit right, but I needed the paycheck. So I stayed quiet. 2 years passed. 2 miserable years. That store was toxic. Constant staff turnover. Screaming matches with customers. Managers who didn't care. I was burned out to ash. One day, after a 13-hour shift, I sat in my car staring at the steering wheel, hands trembling. I whispered, I can't do this anymore. So I emailed Mr. Slick. Told him I wanted to go back to floating. Less stress, less poison. His reply, you can't. You're already the market pharmacist. We just keep you in one store for consistency. That's when everything clicked. Wait, I never signed promotion papers. Never got a raise. Never even saw an HR confirmation. He'd lied. He never promoted me. He just told me I was staffed to stop me from filing mileage reimbursements. I scrolled back through every email I'd ever received. And there it was, one from him months ago, explicitly saying I'd always been a floater. That was my smoking gun. Not long after, I landed my dream job outside of retail. Actual work-life balance, real pay, human managers. When I handed in my 2 weeks' notice, Mr. Slick acted polite, but his smile didn't fool me anymore. That night, I pulled out 2 years of mileage logs. Every drive, every mile. 2 years of unpaid reimbursements. The company policy said nothing about a time limit. So I started faxing. Every single shift. Hundreds of forms. Fax. Beep. Confirmation tone. Over and over. I skipped the meal receipts, kept it simple. But I didn't miss a single mile. 3 weeks later, the checks started coming. One after another. Tax-free reimbursements. My mailbox filled with envelopes. Every time I opened one, I felt lighter. 1 check, then 5, then 10. The total kept climbing. Then, one afternoon, my phone rang again. Mr. Slick's name lit up the screen. I answered. "Ryan, we need to talk," he said, his voice tight. There was another person on the line, loss prevention. They accused me of fraud. Said I'd been never eligible for mileage. Demanded I stop cashing the checks. Threatened legal action. I just leaned back in my chair, heart calm, voice steady. That's interesting," I said, "because HR told me otherwise." Dead silence. I let them rant. Every time they pushed, I replied, "Put it in writing." Over the next few days, they did. Email after email, threats escalating. "You knew you were staff. You filed false claims." And then, my moment, I attached that one email from Mr. Slick himself. "Ryan, you are already in the role of market pharmacist. We just keep most of your shifts at a consistent store for you and the customer's familiarity." And underneath it, I wrote, "Per your message, I've always been a floater. HR has confirmed my eligibility for all reimbursements. Thanks for the clarification." Then I hit send. That was it. Silence. They never replied. Never called again. When the dust settled, the total came out to a little over $21,000 in mileage reimbursements. Tax-free. Fully legit. And I knew exactly what that meant. The district's budget shattered. The store's numbers wrecked. Mr. Slick's reputation? Well, let's just say district managers don't keep their jobs long when they lose 20 grand. I never heard from him again. That money didn't just pay me back. It gave me closure. Every mile, every missed meal, every lost form. Suddenly worth it. Because I finally got to see the system work for me, not against me. The moral? Know your policies. Get everything in writing. And never, ever trust middle management to tell you what you deserve. Sometimes the sweetest revenge isn't loud. It's a quiet fax sent and a $21,000 deposit hitting your account. If this story gave you chills, hit that like button and tell me in the comments. Have you ever caught a boss lying to cheat you out of money? And if you love stories where karma cashes out big, subscribe for more true revenge tales every week. Because sometimes justice comes with direct deposit.